Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to start off with the fresh, clean face. I'm going to be moisturizing using my Buns Daily Moisturizers for dry skin. And I'll be using the Badescu Aloe Vera and Rosewater spray. And then for eyebrows, I'm going to be using a sharp angled brush and a dip brow that basically matches the same color as my eyebrow hairs. I'm just basically filling in wherever my eyebrow hairs are kind of sparse. I'm not really making a huge outline. It's not super neat. It's just how I fill in my brows. I feel like working from the end to the front makes it a lot easier because you use all the product on the ends, and then whatever you have left, I tend to use in the front, so it'll look more natural and more it'll flow better. That's what I meant to say. And then I'm just gonna dip into the Jaclyn Hill palette and use a brown shade to set all of the dip brow that we just used. This makes the eyebrows appear more hair-like and more natural, as well as it sets the eyebrows for the rest of the day. Then I'll be using the NYX Shine Killer Primer to prime my face for foundation and concealer. I initially bought this primer because I was a lot oily in the summertime, and I haven't bought another one in the wintertime, but my skin is definitely more dry in the wintertime, so I wouldn't suggest this if you do have dry skin. But if you have oily skin, it's great. It controls the oil and it makes your foundation go on smoothly. I'm going to be taking a blending brush from e.l.f. and just blend out the concealer that we had underneath and above our eyebrow, so there's not a bright cast and it just looks more blended and cohesive into our foundation. I'll be using the NYX Total Control drops as well as the Clinique 2-in-1 foundation, Beyond Perfecting foundation. I like to mix these two foundations together because I don't have a set shade right now. Wintertime I tend to get a little bit lighter, and then I also like it for the coverage. But make sure you blend into the hairline, make sure you get into the edges, the neck, chest, whatever, to make it look blended. And then I'll be going back into that same concealer with the same brush and blending that out on our eyelid so that we can have a nice even base for our eyeshadows. Then back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to be using two shades. I'll probably just link them in the description box below so you'll know exactly what shades I use. But I just use those for the transition colors so that the rest of the eyeshadow look will come out looking blended and together without looking like too harsh. You'll see later on. And then I'm going to be using a NYX eyeshadow primer pot. Honestly, I was going to use concealer. I don't know why I didn't. I just had this and I was like, why not use it? But you can use whatever you like, whatever base works best for you. I do need to get a new brush though, because that's what was making me mad, as you can see my facial expressions, but we make it work. We always make it work. And then I was initially going to do a quarter circle, and then I realized that I just wanted it to be like a full semicircle, which it's really up to you, whatever you like. It doesn't have to be a super sharp, super precise cut crease. And then we're just going to go straight back into the outer corners with that same transition shade colors that we have on the outside, the outer corners above it, and then going into the 35B palette, the Morphe 35B palette. I'll be using this purple lavender sparkly shade. I just realized that the shade, like the purple, and then my shirt is purple, and my birthday is in February, the amethyst, I didn't initially do it. I swear I didn't mean to do it. It just kind of happened. It's really cute though. Anyways, we're going to go in with a small angled brush and pop that champagne color right in our inner corners, and then go back in with that same brush that we patted that purple shade on just to blend it out so it looks blended like an ombre cohesive look all together. Okay, after that we are going to be using that same blending brush we used previously to add a little bit more of those transition shades on the end, as well as blend out any harsh lines. Alright, after this we are going to go back into our sponge and use the Ulta concealer underneath our eyes and in any of the points in our face that need to be highlighted, so forehead, nose, jawline, etc. I'm just going to be blending that out with the sponge, and then I also go in with the foundation brush just to make it a little bit more blended. And then I'll be going into the Black Radiance sculpting palette or contour palette. And I'm going to be going in with the shade Sculpt, just to set all of the places on my face that I had initially highlighted and put concealer. I'm not like a huge fan of baking, especially in the wintertime, because I don't like how my face looks, like the foundation sits on top of my face when I bake. Baking is just putting a lot of powder underneath your eyes so that it sets everything, but that tends to be better for oily people or people that don't get as dry, because once you get dry you get cake face, and that's what we do not want. And so I just use this to lightly set everything so it won't move, but it still looks skin-like. And then I'll be using a blush brush to go in with the contour shade, and then I'm going to be using the shape of the number 3, I guess, method to contour my forehead, cheekbones, and then underneath my jawline. I use this method just because I feel like my face shape works best with this method, but you can use any method you like. If you don't like your forehead blended, that's fine. And I'll be using a big fluffy brush just to set my entire face. I'm also using the Black Radiance, but this is a pressed powder and it's in the shade Milk Chocolate, and I'll just be setting my entire face lightly with that. And then again, a Black Radiance product. I swear this is not sponsored, but I just love Black Radiance. As you can see, I'm going to be using the Warm Berry shade as a blush, and then a Wet n Wild highlighter shade. It's like a rose gold shade. I don't know exactly what color it is, and then like a concealer brush to blend that out. And then I'm going to go back into with my Rose Technique sponge, and it's still damp, and so I feel like it tends to blend. Okay, what am I doing? I feel like my face just gets so serious right back, but I feel like it blends better. It blends better when it's still damp. What am I trying to say? Anyways, we're going to go in with our Morphe setting spray. The Continuous Mist setting spray is a great setting spray. I would highly recommend. Smells bomb, works bomb. 10 out of 10. Lashes. Highly regret doing this on camera. I probably should have done it off camera, because not only are lashes already hard to do in general, we haven't mastered that completely, but I feel like doing it on camera and at this angle made it a lot more difficult to put them on evenly and put them on nicely, as well as having a black eyelash glue. You know, we live and learn every day. We learn something new every day, what not to do. We're still in the process, but I'm going back in with like a more red, mauve pink shade. I feel like the look needed something more warm, and so I'm going to blend that out in the transition spot as well as the outer corner, and then going back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm not using a black. I'm using a angled soft brush to blend out like a chocolate brown shade and tightline my eyes with that. I didn't want to use black because I felt like it was too harsh. I felt like brown was a lot simpler and a lot nicer. Yes, nicer is the good word to use, but I'm blending that out with like a smudge brush and the transition shades we had on previously, just to smoke it out a little bit. And then I'm going to be using a waterproof Maybelline mascara just to blend my real lashes with the false lashes, and I feel like it also adds a type of like oomph to the eyelashes, because if you could see, like, the right eye looks kind of limp and then the left eye is like boom, and we want both eyes to just be boom. And so once you're done with that, I'm just going to line my lips with a nice chocolate brown shade, and then we're going to go in with the Fenty Gloss Bomb. 11 out of 10 actually, 11 out of 10, but highly recommend. I know I'm late, but it's better late than never. It's a great product. I would highly recommend it. And so yeah, this is the finished look. This is honestly just me, just being me. I still didn't finish my hair yet, but I was actually surprisingly early getting ready, which is crazy. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you come back and enjoy. Subscribe, like, comment, anything. Thank you.